This was an incredible experiment. The purpose of the experiment is about extrasensory perception, the ultimate test through time and space. In this test, the human brain really takes it. Information that cannot be sensed by the normal senses. But 60% of the experimenters traveled through time. Shocking discovery. There is an observer. Has been secretly observing human every move. Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a time-traveling experiment. Time experiment. The object in the video, it's the legendary Fisher mirror. It is essentially a mirror, and it's made of copper. The purpose of using it shields the Earth from electromagnetic interference. It uses the classic golden ratio with cylindrical helix. Doesn't it seem particularly simple? So it's a simple device, but it has triggered a series of difficulties. Explanation of strange phenomena. Some of the subjects started to claim, saw humanoid flying saucers in it, and the secrets of the bottom of the sea. Some even time travel. Some of the subjects passed through the device, sent consciousness back to distant antiquity, and that's because of the impression that the experiment is still strictly confidential. Only a small part of the information was disclosed online. What about the technology? Soviet astrophysicist, named after Kozyrev. Most people don't know about physicists, although he is also very powerful. But in the eyes of other researchers, he's a little off duty because of his main direction of attack. Just something supernatural. It's beyond our comprehension. Yes, it has to be done as a human being. There's another reason why he's not known. Because he was arrested in 1936 and then spent 10 years in prison. For the past 10 years, he has been dedicated to time travel and other related occults, until he was released in December 1946. It was also the stage when the Soviet Union because it was during the Soviet-American technological hegemony. A large number of outstanding scholars who are not reassigned are again. The authorities also hoped that he could transfer Soviet technology to a new height, but he wrote it in one of his papers. Proposed a view that shocked the world. He believes that technology is a mirror that can bend time, spatial dimension, even devices that distort everything. People can look through this so-called mirror, put awareness into space. Time travel. First of all, the paper says Kozyrev believes that the essence of time is a never-ending river. Us in river country, from the current position to the future ahead. Because of the fluidity of rivers, it's obviously not easy for us to swim upstream. And this river, it won't disappear because we leave. The river ahead, it doesn't exist just because we haven't arrived yet. The river carries the past, present, and future. So all three go hand in hand. It's incredibly difficult to go backwards, but you can try to turn your head away. See the so-called past. So Kozyrev thinks. Time is a kind of physical energy. Can speed up or slow down. You can also change direction moderately. How can I go back in time? Or meet the future? The answer he gave, use the same. Change interesting. A mirror of the light propagation path is enough. And the unconventional mirror theory. How did it appear? It started a long time ago. 212 BC. Some survivors of Rome will remember this day because for a man who is like a god, with hundreds of faces like the sun, illuminated their fleet. They had no idea what these things were. It feels so dazzling. It seems that the sun becomes particularly bright that day. Then the ships of the Roman fleet started to catch fire. Flames began to burn from the deck. The Romans at that time believed they violated the taboo of the sun god. The sun god destroyed their fleet with skyfire. But in fact, all this by a very gifted scholar. Utilizes the principle of concave the enemy's battleship. This extraordinarily gifted scholar is called Archimedes. So to this day, depressions are still widely used. In the telescope, solar lamps, and many other devices, you can see his figure. He can concentrate a tremendous amount of energy in one generates light and heat because it has amplified energy, or the function of gathering energy. Lots of people meditate. They like to put a bright mirror, trying to use mirrors to enhance the capabilities of your brain. Some monks have also gazed into mirrors. See the past, present, and future scenarios. This way of visualizing, similar to the 16 Buddhist views we talked about earlier. This method will not be explained here. If you are interested, you can go back. Let's have surgery. Many people throughout history have studied mirror technology. Lev wants to try it too. Humans under the influence of concave mirrors. What unknown phenomena will occur? These unknown phenomena, maybe it can become beyond the world. The existence of a known field, or rather, see things that the human eye cannot see. And so far, this mirror experiment was conducted in scientific community. It has received the support of many people. It's more commonly accepted now when the mirror is properly assembled. Consciousness changes under its influence. It acts as an invisible energy concentrator, used to activate parts of the brain. Therefore, human consciousness can be transitioned into a special state. And this state is not unique. So why isn't that an isolated case? This may have something to do with our brain structure and some of our sensory organs. It's a kind of concave mirror. He has also been sending some kind of message to the world. Or vibration, if there is an external device placed on the head, can amplify the vibrations generated in our brains. You can get transcendent perception and knowledge. Is that so? Scientists believe that many ancient people knew. You learn from the costumes of the ancients. You can get the answer to this question. In particular, religious hats. Every gem on the hat have a specific function. What about next? We will explain in detail what exactly happened in this experiment. Before we talk, to say a more regrettable thing, Kozyrev was not personally involved in any experiment because he himself died unexpectedly before the experiment. So far, the cause of his death is in the file, still stuck in the unknown. No one knows exactly why he died. What about his experiment? It was also done by the follow-up staff. This isn't just about the human head. They test the whole body. Because Kozyrev thinks, in our space, there is also a special kind of space. This space cannot be viewed by the naked eye. The limbs are untouchable. Only the consciousness radiated by the brain. You can sense him under certain circumstances. In this mysterious space, it has very complete information. After entering consciously, you can to absorb this energy information. So how do you enter this mysterious space? Just by reflection. Everyone should pay attention. If consciousness cannot be refracted, then there is no way to enter this mysterious space because of your consciousness. If it flows like time, this means you can only go forward and not backward. So you have to refract consciousness. Let the consciousness be in a state of stillness or regression so you can enter this long river of time. Watch the information. This is what we just talked about. It's not easy to swim upstream, but it can be done in retrospect. After extensive testing by researchers, aluminum is the most reflective of all materials. So aluminum is bent upward in special proportions. It can reflect and focus and amplify its own energy. And this device has invented his technological craft. Named that. Scientists are there. Novosibirsk selected an experimental site. Tixin Island has selected a second experimental site. In these locations, there are different shapes. The Tech Fisher Trail is located here. There are vertical ones, horizontal, spiral. After the equipment is installed, some strange phenomena ensued. Like what? Some unknown light will appear in the testing device area. Even some staff saw UFOs fly there. What they are here for, no one can explain. And the experiment officially began. The test method is also very simple. Find a large number of subjects. Let them go to the first experimental site. Have them sit on different tech trails. With meditation and so forth. Pass graphic symbols to space. These symbols, subjects in the second location cannot be informed. After the information is passed on from the number one experimental site to begin to, in the territory of science, try to receive these messages. So 10 years ago, scientists will be among the many mysterious symbols. Select 3-5. These symbols will be handed over to the person in front of the mirror device. Let them go through the signal amplifier. This is the hat, sending messages to different regions of the planet. The sender does not know who the recipient of the message is. So the recipient, if you can receive the graphic information accurately, this shows that there is a form of communication that humans cannot understand in space. So I did this experiment a million times. Later experimental sites were added countless. Europe, Americas, and many other venues. Different subjects have received these mysterious graphic messages, and it is an accurate reception. Graphical representation of sender and receiver is exactly the same. We looked at 5,000 people. 95% of the symbols are received correctly. And what's interesting, if you list technology, if it is made nearby, like a papal hat, it does get better. He will give the subject, bring about a significant change in the senses. No, Mr. Chern. Palay Bilyak in Slushna Euro Halifri. Cynthia is nice. Possibly. That will she. Yes. Girl need to bully. Why did you graduate? The subject who has been tested. There is a consensus. Life is more than just the visible bits. The most intriguing thing in life, it's the invisible part. And what makes scientists feel helpless is the space refracted by a concave mirror. Why does this supernatural phenomenon occur? What's the mechanism? The energy emitted by consciousness. What is the connection between the information? These questions can't be explained by science. And as the testing progressed, scientists have discovered in the space of Kozyrev, filled with an unknown amount of light. When the subject is ready to send a message into the sky, space will experience strange fluctuation. This fluctuation, in a way that humans cannot understand, instantly received by recipients thousands of miles away. And these received information symbols, I star, diamonds, are received at the highest frequency. 80% of the subjects were exposed to these graphic symbols. So where do these graphic symbols come from? The staff also gave an explanation. These symbols come from ancient frescoes, boulders, and ancient species. In other words, perhaps the symbols themselves, with some mysterious energy. This is the wisdom of ancient people. And the staff responded to these issues. Immediately contacted the professor of the Royal College. I hope the professor can provide information on the mysterious symbols that appear more frequently. Hopefully, use them to do something. What about the lab, Professor? I also took out 70 symbols that are commonly handed over to the other party. Outcome subject really drew these blood type text in summer tablets. What did the researchers think? These ancient symbols may have originated from within the information field. They have the ability to connect everything. Symbols contain information about the past and the future. The symbol itself may be a key-like existence. It can open the so-called cosmic information allows factory. People to observe the most authentic history with the most intuitive future. Just how to use them to connect to the information factory. No exact method has been found yet. And on the other hand, different subjects, more bizarre situations emerge. In these situations, some individual cases open the door to project consciousness into ancient times. Are these examples? These were primitive children from around Tickerson. These kids, no external information has been received. In the previous few tests, children draw the symbols in their minds. Later they will realize, successfully projected into the Middle Ages, even further back in time. Some of the children tested, and I saw the environment where our ancient ancestors lived. And what was even more striking to the researchers, a female viewer. This is more shocking. Although I personally don't quite believe it, but here it is. I still think I should show it to you. Original interview. Idiot watching Bagada. Vai via Madiani, or Kakwanda Nabalavia Onava. Lung major. Attack. In this blood remains Taco Bagadi Karashkin. He has a Delawa cross actuator. If Druka flew chair at riot store, the chin discount. Yes, he saw Genghis Khan. And the helpers who helped Genghis Khan build his empire. This helper, according to the later recollection of the tester, most people think so now. He should be double blind. This person is also super amazing. But this kind of experiment wants to come up with hard evidence. Obviously unrealistic. And most of the subjects, all you see are images from the past. Which means Telev might be right. In our space, there really is a kind of mysterious information field. He is always helping. We go to remember life. All history, all the details are in this room. The flow of information in this arena is very complete. People who enter here, you can download this data directly with your brain. But is Kakalev on the team? We can see the past. You can really see the future. The problem is smoke, Mame. In trouble, Yaku Kastaronia, Ludatili, Kubatubiya. Stop. Yum Korti, Lukuya, Missis na Naviduali, will to God Singer New Mountain. So Divinia old, a smart river with him in the door. Straight as old Jack, the Korean, which in UJG she is nice to sing a nibble of Klamakunu as Kortiro. Masqueri Manyat, Doma, if Planagdashi enable a Butan Bloomy. You would book well in a poetry. She is near Speaker Nissa on the street and appreciate. The Queen Dome. Is it scarier? Someone really saw the future in testing. This future is recorded. The record was confirmed a few months later. It really happened. In the technology crack mirror, testers don't know who sent true spiritual images. Scientists, in response to a phenomenon that adjusted many test scenarios. First they prepare a graphic message, but won't let the sender sends this set of image messages. Instead, let these recipients directly use consciousness. Try to go to the future and receive this image information. In 105 experimental cases, more than a third of the subjects, a few hours in advance, successfully received this set of image information, and I painted them. After countless tests, scientists believe the future cannot be confirmed successfully, but the past can be made official. Is this the ideal testing location for the test? It's on Tixon Island. The area here is more active. There may be some kind of temporal contradiction. Is there only this area in the parallel space? Time may change his density and direction, so that the tester can pass the focused reflection. Put your mind to work over time. So it's only here? easier access to detailed cosmic information, and more uncertain future versions. Former Nostradamus also said, "The North is a special place. Different events come together here." The North that Nostradamus refers to. That's right where Tixon Island is. And speaking of Nostradamus, we have explained in detail in our video. But what is not mentioned is, Nostradamus also has a strange device. This device helped him complete the journey through time and space. It's a polished metal shell. What material is not explained. Future generations it's only called know. The Temple of Mysteries. Just look at this simulation. It seems to be very similar to the technological rift. And at the end of the film, experiments near the technology crash, partial subjects grow their consciousness. It really transcends the limitations of time and space. However, before they break the rules, when exhibiting a supernatural state to explore an unexpected discovery, a pair of mysterious eyes is also spying on them. This snooper is what they call the observer. What on earth is this? Observer? It cannot be confirmed yet. Later, there are also subjects claiming have a simple conversation with this observer. Said the observer to him, "Leave here." And with that comes a kind of powerless fear. Consciousness goes with this fear. Was quickly brought back to reality, and some people claim aliens are seen in experiments near technology, into an alien spacecraft or something. That sounds really interesting, but what information can be disclosed so That's far? It. There is no way to prove whether he is real or not. This project, the public is still unsure whether it is continuing, so expect more information to come out. Okay, I'm Dr. My channel explores the universe, interested friends. Mysteries. Remember, see you next time.